Yeah, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our live channel. Yeah, good evening to all YBs in Malaysia, Singapore, and around the world. As always, thanks so much for tuning in to our live talk on this beautiful Saturday night. Please allow me to introduce myself. My name is Michael Choong, and we have Howard Ho over there.
Hello,
Howard?
everyone.
Yeah.
Good evening.
So we both will be your host for tonight. So tonight we are very lucky. We have a very special speaker, which is Mr. Seng Cheong. Yeah, I'm sure many of you guys know Chiu. Chiu started photography many years ago since he was at a very young age. He was a lecturer in one of the well-known photography school, and before he retired, he was teaching photography in OUM, or the Open University of Malaysia. He developed a very strong interest in miniature world, and few of his projects won awards from reputable organizations such as Nikon Malaysia. So without further ado, please join me in welcoming Chiu to share his beautiful work. Over to you, Chiu.
Thank you. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Howard. The rest of you, good evening, and congratulations on winning a bronze medal. All right. This is a sharing session, so I'll just start the slide now. Use the code again.
Yep. If you guys have any questions during Chiu's sharing, you can actually drop your questions in our chat box. So in the Google Meet, they do have a chat function. Just drop your questions there. Or at the end of Chiu's presentation, we will have a Q&A. You may want to unmute yourself and ask Chiu directly the questions. Thank you.
How come I cannot share now? Just now can.
Tab, you have to put another screen. Put to another screen.
Okay. Cannot. Now the share icon is cannot be clicked.
Someone maybe already share something, so has to be unshared.
Let me try again.
Okay.
QG. No, I still cannot get in. Why just now cannot?
Open your folder first, folder two.
Now can share.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, now share already. I cannot see everyone else. Chamu. Let me get back into the link to see everyone. Give me a second. It was perfectly all right just now when we tested it. Okay. Sorry for the hiccup. No mind. Okay. Now, I can't see you all. I can only see my screen. I'm getting feedback. Okay. Miniature photography in short. Basically, what it means is that to make a real life scene, but with toys. and most of the time use real life stuff like what we can find around the house and stuff like that. Okay, so a little bit of background about me. My name is Seng Cheong. You can call me Chiu. I started photography when I had my first camera, the one on the top right, Pentax K1000. I got it when I was 14 and been shooting since then. Current equipment used, I'm using a medium format as well as a full frame, and of course, everybody uses a phone. Basically, for miniature, you can shoot with any equipment as long as you can capture a picture. All right. Previously, I was attached to Nikonian Academy as an instructor. I think it was 2008 onwards. And then I moved on to Open University as a photography lecturer for about 2-3 years. Professionally, I had been a banker for 35 years. And in fact, quite a number of those attending now are banker friends. All right, this miniature photography, I seriously started shooting them during all the various versions of MCOs. But I had already been interested in doing this for quite a while. Started buying the stuff all over the place for a few years already. Of course, before miniature, we all do this, the cityscapes. So basically, I shoot everything due to the fact that I teach photography. I have to know all genres. So I shoot cityscapes. Then when I found Yellowboots, which is famous for seascape and sunrise and sunset trips. They are famous in Malaysia, Singapore, and some even say Batam Island. So whoever wants to join a photography group, YB is always the first one that I would recommend, because the people running it are so passionate and fervent at what they do. A big hand of applause for Howard, Stephen, and Michael.
Thank you,
And
Chiu.
of course,
Thank
I go shoot other things as well, portrait, one bird to another bird, Okay, let's get started. This is a sharing session. It should be very fast, maybe about 30 minutes only. All right. My current pet project is Tokyo 2020 Olympics. So how do I apply miniatures into a theme like this? So I have all these figurines, like on the left side, these are cyclists. Cyclists of this type, I can use things which looks like a velodrome. So I put it in a velodrome setting. And this cover is actually my tissue box. All right. And on the right side, this is gymnastics uneven bar. It's a ladies only event anyway. So this figurine is actually from my volleyball collection. I turn her around and become an uneven bar gymnast. So this is what you can do with a bit of creativity to push the envelope, but think out of the box. What I mean about using ordinary items as props, I might sound a bit weird because I'm getting all the echo of hearing myself. Okay, now on the left-hand side, you will see this is a high jump, the famous Fosbury flop. I use the dental floss as a high jump bar or whatever, and that braid is baked by me in my own kitchen. So this is I use the braid as a cushion. All right. The top right, That knife, I won in a contest, and as an appreciation to the organizer and the sponsors, so I made this diorama and used the knife as a volleyball net. And on the bottom right, if you can see clearly, is kueh kapek. Some call love letters. I use that as a sail. So this is what I mean about using ordinary items as your props to make it look as if it's real, but when you go closer to it, it's actually not. You know, that's the whole idea. These were made only recently. The one on the left, Coca-Cola bottle as a jumping platform. Malaysia has 2 platform divers, so this is to emulate that platform. And the blue thing you see as a pool is actually mask.
Yeah, it's a facial mask.
So on the right hand side, I use a notebook. You see, notebooks most of the time were lines. I use the lines as a what do you call it? As a track for hurdling. So for all these things you can see, it's just a few ringgit here, few ringgit there, and some of the times, like I'm sure you have a Coke bottle at home, you don't need to buy. And then of course, sports climbing made their debut in Tokyo 2020 Olympics, and this one I have already shot earlier, and so happened just right for the occasion. And my favorite miniature is actually the tennis players. So I use a phone, downloaded a tennis diagram, and put the figurines there. So it's a tennis court. And this one was for Wimbledon, because Wimbledon is played on grass. This, can you see what is the white thing there? It's actually Chi Cheong Fan. So I was thinking, what am I going to do with a white thing? It's so difficult to use it as any prop. So I was thinking, why don't I use it as a waterfall? Long exposure, out it. And then the light brown, yellowish things are all your yong liu, your fish ball, your tofu, pork or whatever. And the bridge that you can see, I bought it from Daiso. Daiso, everything $5.99. So you just put all this together, figure out how to do it, and then you will get almost live scene. Of course, you can also do themes. This is the most famous themes around the world right now, the COVID pandemic theme. All right. You don't need the figurine also lah. Sometimes I use the egg, draw a little bit, and then the friend died from COVID. The friends at the back there, what do you call this? Crying, sad, angry, right? So you don't really have to have a figurine lah. All right. And then on the bottom left, the theme is this how we're going to live our life without vaccine and without protection? Is this the next phase of life? So this is, so you can make a theme out of this. And on the right hand side, sad to tell you that motherboard belongs to my Nikon 850. Cost me quite a lot of money to fix the thing. So they dragged it out, they gave it back to me. So I try to resuscitate this COVID patient. So this is a hospital scene. This is also okay. You can also set up a political issue theme. This is Tank Man of Tiananmen Square, which happened in 1989. And because of this incident, China is what it is today. It's so open and so prosperous. I think even in 89, poverty was quite bad. All right, a bit of background about this one. I thought of shooting this for a long time, but I couldn't get the correct size of tanks in relation to the human figurines that I had. So it took me a while, about a couple of years, to finally land this set of tanks. And so happened it come in four. Ngam ngam ho lah. Because I think the original shot was also four. This is a music theme. Now, you see on the left picture, the one with the word, I cannot read Japanese, made in Japan. That one is a needle head of a turntable. They call it a vinyl player, all right? That needle is 60,000 ringgit. It costs more than a car. So a friend of mine owns this. He asked me to shoot it for him lah. So I dare not touch the thing. I told you touch, I will fix the figures and I'll shoot, right? And because he's a turntable enthusiast, so I asked him, you have any vinyls with what do you call these colors? You should know him. It's Tikian's house. So he said he has many colors. So I saw white. Then I so happened to have this ice figurine. So I use it as ice skating ring. And then the bottom one, auntie is listening to hi-fi. Dice are used as hi-fi set and speakers. You see the couch that auntie is sitting on? This can be purchased from all these modeling stationery shop where they build those, what do you call them, those building models. When the developer launch the properties, they will sell all this. It's only a few bucks. It's how you use this to make it more interesting. Okay, this is Winter Olympics. You guys are the first few to see because the Winter Olympics, I think, is 2 years from now. So these are ski ramps and slalom. If you want to do a snow shoot, don't use talcum powder. The moment your fan turns around, your whole house white. Use flour. And then flour is a bit denser, and you can do all those what do you call this, snow which has been dug out by the skier. Christmas theme. The guy is mowing down Christmas trees for sale. And then Santa without his reindeers. And on the right, of course, this is the Bible theme. Let there be light. The guy turn on the light, right? So Christmas theme. The lights, I bought it from, can't remember right now. Also a few bucks. Now, this one is outdoor underwater scene. The plant you see is actually rosemary. You can find in any supermarket. On the left, rosemary is depicted as like kelp, which is underwater. And then terbalikan the same rosemary and become pine trees. Okay, since we are down, try not to do what the guy is doing. Don't spy on the neighbors, especially all you birders with your long zooms. Don't do this. All right, on the right hand side, Okay. I'm sure you recognize what I'm trying to do here, right? This KLCC all so many people call the Twin Towers Jagong. So I literally have two pieces of Jagong at home. And during the time, this metallic monolith were found everywhere in the world. So I was thinking, why don't I put a metallic monolith in KLCC? And the monolith is made by staples. Okay, a quick one on the left, Jared Beret. I'm sure you all know what it means. No need to explain anymore. All right, on the right hand side, I term this shot, Houston, you have a problem. We are working from here, not working from home, working from here. They are staying at their moon base. They are not coming back because of the pandemic. My pride and joy, my coffee machine, which has been turned into a bowling alley. So because it's my pride and joy, I liked the brand a bit lah. Show off lah. Okay, top right hand side, the green one. If you like a certain Japanese cartoon series, you will recognize this scene. This is Doraemon. They always gather at this playing field, this empty lot one, which has 3 concrete pipes and 1 tree. So this one, I so happened to buy Japanese baseball players, and I kind of say like this is Doraemon's good friend. The boy lah. He grew up and now he's a professional baseball player. Right? Moving on. Top left, shooting art. Makeup set can be used as art pieces on the wall. Same with the bottom left. On the right, this is a sun tanning machine. When we grew up, our parents will always tell us, stop playing with your food. So now I'm telling you, go play with your food. Okay, bottom left, feeding or something from a pond, all right? A hot pot. And then on the right, what have you gotten me diving into now? Sports team, ice fishing on the left. This is just an ordinary teacup. It so happened that there is a goldfish inside the teacup. It comes together, it doesn't come out. So I put the guy there, put the string there, and ice fishing. All right. On the right hand side, it's actually quite simple to do this. Use the technique which they shot the Mandalorian series. They call it the volume. They use a screen and then put your actors right in front of it. So what I do is I put those anti-scratch pads for you to put under your chair, under your tables, so that you won't scratch your floor. Those are it. And then I put it there. We have been locked down for, I don't even know how many months already. Sometimes when I go out, I got trouble gauging the dimensions of my car. That's how long I've been staying at home. So I do a vacation thing. If you understand Cantonese, the bottom left one is bought until sang tong ku. All right, so on the right hand side, I use mask to mimic sea waves And when the waves hit the shores, usually there's a white foam, right? So ngam ngam, it looks like uh, water hitting the beach. All right, that's all for what I have done. There are many more, but I don't want to bore you all you lah. So I've taken part in a few contests. Surprisingly, there are quite a number of contests to stimulate people's mind during lockdowns. Nikon Malaysia also did one contest likewise. It was last year lah. So I had this lens. Yes, I had a broken Nikon lens. So I thought, why don't I do since you're locked down at home, do your cleaning, do your maintenance, do your repairs around the house. So and this one won some award lah. I can't even remember what I won. And then the next contest by this group called Everyday Carry Club or something like that. So the theme was dedication to the frontliners. They have been way overutilized lah. So and it was a Merdeka. So the condition was that Merdeka, frontliners, and you must have a tool. It so happened I have this tool, and I put all them together. And what I won the I think the best picture contest or something like that. So they gave me the knife, and the knife is 800 ringgit. Up saying more. And this is the latest contest which I took part, organized by Awesome Toys. So it was about the pandemic as well. So show a picture with toys on depicting the pandemic. So I put this up, and this is with the help of a few friends. And I'll invite her to say a few words. What I wanted to show is that this is to show social distancing. Wherever you check in, whatever you want to do, you should have social distancing. Mong Shi, who is here, she loves to do this. Mong Shi, would you like to tell us why?
I like
Hi, Mong Shi. Hi.
the creativity of all these equipments and mix up all different material to together and make a scene. That's the most fun thing. It's back to be similar like a childhood games. So more enjoying to build the scene rather than to shoot.
Okay, this one, of course, I require help to do this. It's actually 2 torchlights. Okay, so next. Thank you, Mongshi. The first person I noticed online doing all this miniature is actually this guy called Slim Chu. This person is London-based, has never shown his face before, so nobody knows whether even if it is a he or her. His style is do this triptych. He will show a close up, then he will zoom out a bit, and then he will zoom the entire scene. So from here, I kind of interested. Hey, this is very interesting. It looks real, but it also looks fun. So that's got me interested quite a few years back. You can see that he started this since 2006. And then, of course, now everybody's favorite, the world is goo gaga over him. His name is called Tanaka Tatsuya. He has 3 million followers. He has shows around Japan I think, on a monthly basis. He is, I would say, he is the guru of all these miniature. Um, he is super good. Um, but the thing is, he has about 500,000, probably even up to 1,000,000 pieces of this stuff around his studio. He has shown videos of his studio in Japan. Cabinets after cabinets after cabinets, and the cabinets are on the walls. So you imagine how many he has, and he's very well organized. So he knows where where the toys are, how the poses are, where all the props are. So straight away he can put it up, and you should follow him. He is superb. He on the day I started posting my Tokyo Olympic, 6 friends recommended him to me to follow. All right, let's get down to the nitty gritty of what is required to do this. It's actually quite simple. It's whatever you have. I'm sure being in Yellowboots, all of you would have a camera, would have a few lenses, all right? Of course, a macro lens would be good for this, but it's not compulsory. Macro lens is good for one thing. The best part about it is that you can do compression, so that you can eliminate all the unnecessary side views. It's more for compression rather than close up. Because these figurines, after I show you how small they are, because it's so small, there's actually no face. So if you go too near with your macro lens, also no point. It doesn't really look nice. So your standard zoom is actually quite good enough. All right. Of course, the most important thing about photography, lights, and lights, nothing else. And you can buy all your backdrops like your mahjong paper, your manila cards, a stationery shop. Okay, on the bottom right is generally how a setup is to do one shoot. You can see that this figurine, there's no way the figurine will be able to stand on the 10th floors. It will flip here or there. So what I did was, you see this on the bottom is a fishing line. Attach the line, hook it up to another light stand, and then you raise it after. So these are the things that you need to do. All right. So where can you get all these figurines? Before that, figurine sizes. On the utmost left it should be. It's not even the smallest yet. It's 1/87. There are smaller ones, right? So you can see that it progressed until the big ones that your children have. So, okay, the advantages and disadvantages of these different sizes. Small ones, you need only to do small dioramas, and then you don't have to worry about your cluttered background, your side views, and all that. All this distraction, you don't have to worry. So that's the advantage of the small ones. The big ones, you have better facial features, better poses. Of course, very expensive also. Very expensive also. Like the Superman that I won I think it was $400. So, so it depends on whether you want to spend that kind of money. And of course, I try not to spend on those specific poses figurine. So I get those figurines which are more general, which I can repeat them in different scenes. Okay. These are the 2 most famous brands for figurines. Each set you see, it goes from 80 to 150 ringgit. Some goes even higher. So on an average, it's about 20 ringgit per model. Not cheap, huh? But thank goodness, most of my investment already recuperated lah, because my wife sitting next to me lah. Where can you buy all your props? Taobao is one of them, including the figurines. If you do not know Mandarin, a bit troublesome. Thank God I have a daughter who understands Mandarin, so she makes the order for me. Whereas of all the other props, just when you go DIY, when you go Daiso, you just have a look. If it's suitable, you buy.
Yeah.
All right. I'm sure some of you will be asking, do you use focus stacking? Because you use a macro lens. I don't. I don't even have a software to do focus stacking. I would rather shoot f11, f16, because your models is not going to run. They're going to stay there, right? So, and if I can blur off a little bit of the area which is the non-important story, non-important part of the story, why not? So that is my point of view. You can see the rest of the shooters, like the Japanese guy, I think he also doesn't do focus stack. All right, but of course, you can also try do focus stacking, because your models, as I mentioned, they're not going to run anywhere. So you can attempt to try that. All right, and see whether you like which type. Okay, that's the end. You can contact me here, and hope to catch with everybody. Hope to catch up with everybody soon. And that's all to my crap.
Okay.
Thank you, Chiu. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing your beautiful works. Yeah. So I would say that your works you are very imaginative. You are very creative, and I believe not many of us would have thought that things like facial mask can be a swimming pool. Yeah. Or 这种盆 can be a can be a long exposure waterfall. Yeah. Okay, guys. Any questions for Chiu?
Just now, Tamil question where to buy the figure from and the scale of the figure, what size.
Okay. The size, basically you just look for Praiser, the brand Praiser, and you will a lot of shops will pop up. Then you choose the size that you want. Usually they will tell you what are the sizes in the description. Don't just look at the pictures, because when you look at the pictures, like what I can show you, it looks so big, right? It's actually not. So Praiser is, let me show you. Praiser is 1/87. Can see? Praiser is 1/87.
You may want to stop sharing your screen, Chiu, so that we can see your.
Yes.
Larger.
Yes. Good idea. Okay. Now no echo. Okay. You can see this. This is Praiser 1/87. This is the premium one, very expensive. Then you can have this. This brand called Race Medal is also quite popular. Let me try to get it in. Race Medal. The size is slightly bigger, and I actually quite like this because it's quite real. Can you see?
Up a bit, because background cover already.
Okay. Okay, it's quite real, right?
The race medal doesn't have 1/87, is it?
Sorry?
The race medal.
No, race medal don't have.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah,
Do
the
I
question.
use using force perspective? In fact,
Force.
the one shooting the shower one is force perspective. The girl in the shower room is actually about 20 times bigger than the cameraman. So I bring the cameraman nearer to me, quite a distance, maybe about 9 inches away. So yeah, force perspective. There is another guy who's doing force perspective. He uses cars about this size and he put it on the road next to the buildings and it looks as if the cars are actually life size. So this is also another genre lah.
Do you actually calculate the distance from uh, the subject behind and the front?
Oh no, I don't. In fact, I try not to put the distance too far away because of the fact that I'm using a macro lens. If it's too far away, I might have to shoot the f32, which I need a huge amount of lights. So no, I try to put them a bit closer to each other so that it's slightly off focus, but you can still see what it is, so that the scene won't be so boring lah. I did a study of Tanaka against the rest of the shooters. I noticed that try not to go too near. If you shoot too near, the figurines, number one, they don't have good facial features, so there's nothing to show. So pull back a bit. That's why I say your standard zoom is good enough. So pull back a bit, get a bigger diorama. Making a diorama is actually not that difficult. But of course, you can do the elaborate ones like the famous Eddie Putra. Those cost, I don't know, thousands to build and many hours to build it. Somebody asked me also, if you build, why don't you build those dioramas and then you shoot? To me, after building, where the heck am I going to put them? I don't stay in a bungalow. And to me, I don't sell these pictures. It's just a hobby for me to pass times during MCO. And just have a bit of fun, you know. And because I was also shooting a lot of macros, those insects and all that. Yeah. So I have all the equipment ready. So I might just have fun with him. Silver, you asked about shipping on Taobao. Actually, they are not expensive. A few bucks, I would say. Yeah. You may be able to get lucky in Shopee or what do you call this, Lazada. Sometimes there will be one or two sellers there, but not many. If you want praises and the brand called Knock, and those types are those good ones you have to go to Taobao. If you go to Praiser, I don't think you can even get stock. There is one guy in KL that imports them, but he gets his stocks like every 6-9 months one time. So I cannot wait lor. So thank God I found Taobao lah.
All right, thanks.
Do you shoot one more question from Tamil?
Light trail for figurine.
Testing with figure.
No, I have not tried it because I don't have those tiny LED lights to do the light trail. In fact, I've been shopping around. While you read my mind lah, I've been shopping around to see whether I can find those very mini LEDs which are wireless.
You can find it in I found it in Lazada.
Oh, good.
I don't know how good it is lah. I haven't buy it yet.
If you can share the link with me, it would be good.
Okay, can.
I tried to find for the last 2 days. I couldn't find it. In fact, you can use remember the Christmas light shot? You can
Yeah,
use
yeah.
those as well. Those are only about $9.90 or something like that. The shop is called Kai Son. Kai Son is good to buy lighting stuff. So for you to start this hobby, all you need is a few sets, and not necessarily the Brazer type set. You can get any set. There is this one shop called Jalan Jalan Japan, or whatever lah, JJJ. They bring in a lot of Japanese toys, which are used toys. So it ranges from 1 ringgit to about 10 ringgit. There are cars, there are many cartoon pictures, like the bowling one. I got it from there. It's 1 ringgit only. So Jalan Jalan Japan is a good place to hunt for cheap stuff. I go to the one in somewhere in Pandan. It is a very rundown shopping complex. They are the biggest there. So, but I cannot remember the name. We went there last year.
Question from Juan. If shooting force perspective, any idea how to get both subject sharp?
Okay. Oh yes, Joe. Thank you. Shamelin. That's right. Yes, when you do force perspective, if you want both your foreground and your background to be sharp, you have to do
Stacking.
what do you call this? Focus stacking. Right?
Focus stacking.
Due to the fact that it's so small, you are so near, it's not possible to shoot both to be sharp. In fact, even if a difference of an inch or two, the back one of them will be out of focus.
Some more?
If you have any other questions, you can always contact me on my Facebook. Just drop me a message. I hope I didn't bore all of you, because all of you are outdoor people. This is indoor. Great hobby for introverts.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, indeed. It's actually a very great hobby for someone to stay at home. Yeah, and then you don't actually need a license to go out and shoot, basically.
In fact, sometimes I shoot at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. When the weather is cooler, you don't sweat.
Chu, just out of curiosity, do you actually have a light box, or do you actually shoot all this on a tabletop?
I tried using light box.
I mean, how was your studio set up? Yeah.
My table, my dining table.
Just a dining table.
Yeah, I tried using light box, but honestly speaking, light box is so restrictive. You can only shoot one side, and then the moment you touch anything, habis cerita. So don't use light box. I bought 2 or 3 light box for this. Anyone wants to let me know? Maybe I should set up maybe YB should set up a contest. I can give prizes.
Light box.
In fact, if you like box, lighting will also be an issue, because due to the fact that you have limited angles to put your lights and your diffuse lights also. Once your lights are so diffuse, okay, shooting figurines, you don't have to have those fanciful lighting system. Diffuse light lah, light modifiers lah, no need. Most of the time, bare light cukup, because you want the background to be white, or you want the background to be black. You use a black backdrop, put the light on your subject, calculate. So light box, not necessary. Okay, anything else? Nam 1 hour. Very Choong here.
Hi. Anyone? Question?
Go follow Tanaka Tatsuya. You will be very impressed. You'll be inspired to spend money.
Spend money. Spend on toy.
All right, guys. Any other questions for Chiu? Yeah. I think most of us are landscape photographer. You know, we may not try this genre yet, but to me, I think it's very interesting. Something is very interesting to explore. Shooting a miniature, which is something we can do at home. Yeah, while while doing the lockdown at this period of time. Okay. No questions? No question. I think we shall end this session here. So I will take this opportunity to thank Mr. Chiu. Thank you, Chiu. Thank you for sharing all your valuable
Thank you.
knowledge with us.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. So please follow Chiu. He has got a Facebook. He has got Instagram. Yeah. Please follow him. And for those who are interested, may contact Chiu Diary. Yeah.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Okay. Good night, guys. See
Good
you guys
night.
again. Yeah. Next week. Yeah. Bye bye.
Bye bye.